Okay, what's up, everybody? So today I am here with Mr. Benton Ryer. So, really fascinating story how we met. We literally met, what is it, like a day and a half ago? Not even that. So, I interviewed Chris Fazio and Dahlia, and I got a comment, and I just saw a comment, someone saying like, "Hey, can we have a discussion?" I clicked on the YouTube profile, and I clicked on the channel and I saw this gentleman here, and immediately I saw Shinto Practitioner, and I said, not even watching a video, it's on. I found his Instagram, I found his Facebook, followed. I followed this Facebook page, and I said, "We're doing this," and then that's how we started this. And gosh, so many things in common. We have similar, you know, uh, you know, like
Mm.
so he's from Japan. We're actually, it's funny, like before this interview started, we are
I was
talking.
even saying we kind of look alike.
Yeah, we're saying we're kind of look alike. We have some very similar backgrounds. That he's got a background in judo and karate, and I have a judo wrestling. Like, I currently box. He was a MMA fighter as well. I'm a huge fan of MMA. I did MMA very briefly. So a lot of things I have in common with this gentleman. So there's a lot of things that I could relate to, and resonate with. But yeah, just he's a very smart guy as well. He told me the university he was going to. Japanese universities are extremely difficult as it is, but like the university this gentleman is going to is like probably like top 3 hardest universities to get into in Japan. So he's a very incredibly smart gentleman. So yeah, I'm honored to have him today. So Benton, how did well, obviously we're here to talk about spirituality. So how did your spiritual journey begin?
Oh wow. Well, I have a book about all of that, but I pulled it because most people don't know who I am or what I do. And when I was doing these expos, or I was participating in them, I noticed that a few people who were more popular, who had bigger followings, would take everything I said. And one of them actually did a YouTube live and took one of my talks word for word and passed it off as hers. So I was thinking, no, it's a matter of time before someone takes this book and makes something very similar or copies it. So I pulled it and I talk about it a lot. But one thing I didn't talk about or write about in it was when I was a young person in doing karate with my instructor, who is from Hawaii. He's half Chinese, he's Filipino, and um, his dad was a very brutal type of karate trainer, to the point where it was child abuse. Um, he made him do kung fu, and he didn't want to do it. He hated it because he wanted to fight. My instructor wanted to compete, but he was like, "No, this is your culture. You're part Chinese. I want you to learn this." And he did it. And he told me these stories about these. His instructor was a man named Sam Kong, who I met years later, who would bring masters over from China, and they would do all the John Chang stuff. And he told me about it, and he didn't understand. But from what he described, they were able to do actually more than John could. He would describe really very high jumps, like from almost crouching tiger-ish, hidden dragon-ish. And he said they explained it to him. It was their breathing, although they didn't really explain it. And I asked Sam Kong about it years later, because my instructor, he wasn't that interested in it, believe it or not. And he basically said, I asked him, do you still bring the instructors from China? He moved from Hawaii to Los Angeles, and I was able to see him there. And he says, well, no, because just the attitudes now, they're much different than they used to be. And apparently before, they would do like a fundraiser and bring them over and enjoy their presence and their feats and knowledge as they displayed them. And that kind of ended with that. And I also, too, one of the things I told him too was, you're a lot nicer than my instructor described you. And he kind of laughed. He says, like I said, attitudes are different. So, yeah, he couldn't, but Master Kong couldn't do the stuff himself, although he was very proficient at like techniques. He was Chinese guy teaching the American military hand-to-hand combat during the Korean War. So with how racism and things were there, they really thought a lot. They really thought highly of him. He was able to prove himself in that way. And forms very nice. He has a bunch of students who went on to do movies and things like that. Very nice guy. But anyway, yeah, it's not what but it made me wonder. I wonder if I could do that stuff too.
Oh yeah.
So I started looking into it, and I took some time training in China. I did the whole temple stuff. There was a really cool site called Shaolins.com. I tried that, and I learned a little bit there, a little bit about how to do stuff. And yeah, do you have any questions?
So many questions I have. So Benton, you mentioned John Chang. So essentially you knew a master who was possibly more powerful than Mr. Chang.
I didn't know my instructor met them.
Right. Your instructor
Yes.
knew people that were possibly more powerful than John Chang. I guess my first question is, obviously you are a Shinto practitioner. Shintoism isn't really. I don't think a lot of people in the West really knows what it is, because obviously, when people think of like Asian religion, they think of like Buddhism or Taoism typically. Maybe Hinduism can be included in that as well, but typically people don't even know probably what Shintoism is. But Shintoism is actually the original religion of the spiritual, the spiritual belief system of Japan. I've been to a lot of shrines. Jinjas is what they call them. And when I was a kid as well, they're all over the place in Japan. But what got you into Shintoism in particular, and not Buddhism, which is mostly what's popular and understood in the West? What was it about
Shinto? In Japan too, people don't know what any of the shrines are anymore.
Right, and to me, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Benton, but to be completely honest with you, I don't even know the origins of Shintoism. I know what it is because I've been to Jinjas, but I don't even know like their origins, their practices. I don't know either. So I would like to know.
All right, so Shinto, like you said, is the indigenous kind of spirituality of Japan. It predates Hinduism in a way that kami worship was prevalent on the Japanese archipelago 15,000 years ago. They found relics and evidence of that. Shinto as a system itself and its shrines and things like that, it's a bit newer, but its basis comes from that. So when I say newer, I mean maybe a millennia, 1,000 years or so. But even still, it still existed before then, and it has a lot of its roots within the Japanese imperial family too, who kind of preserved it, because I think if they didn't, it would have died a while ago. And yeah, that's what it is. So it's veneration. You don't worship the kami; they are just sort of there. It's building a relationship, and its tenets are purification of the energetic bodies. If you asked modern practitioners or the modern enthusiast what that purification is, they will say, well, just washing your hands or breathing, right? If they do yoga too, or something like that. But no, it's much more, especially within its esoteric aspect. It's a purification of the energetic body which is something I'm able to perform on and for people.
Okay, okay. So I watched your YouTube videos last night. You were, chanting in Japanese. Sometimes when Buddhist chants, like I don't know if it's because it's the difference in language, but I have a hard time understanding what Buddhist chants are saying. But Shinto chants are like actually in Japanese. I can understand word for word what he was saying.
Could you understand everything
Of
I was
course,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Then your Japanese is good because not everyone in Japan understands the.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of
Oh,
people don't
interesting.
understand the
Well,
language.
I guess it's yeah. I mean, I haven't. It's funny because I haven't spoken Japanese. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I haven't spoken Japanese in I think about a year. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, like, like when I was speaking to you, like right before this call, was pretty cool. But yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. But yeah, but anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, those chants are. So is there? What do you call them? Like the kotodamas, right? Are they just
Norito, Shinto Norito, like Shinto
what does
prayer
norito mean?
is prayer, prayer.
No,
So
norito?
it's Norito, yeah, prayer.
Norito. Oh, I don't know that term.
Shinto Norito, yeah. So
Norito.
basically, it's asking the kami for purification, and when we get purification, we're able to think more clearly. And our bodies are able to heal themselves. It's funny. I've been looking at a lot of the John Chang stuff lately, especially as I've been um, trying to connect with more people and seeing what they're doing. And this, yeah, guy on Facebook too, who's really very into it, who's always going on about it. I actually didn't start with Shinto. I started with sort of a Western type of esoteric system, or even witchcraft, if you will call it, which is very misconceived in the West, even by people who practice it, because the idea is the same thing. It's purification. If you read about it historically, that's what it is, and the abilities that came with it um, opened up in that way through purification and taking care of the energetic bodies. Everyone has stuff. And part of the reason why I think I'm able to do this too is my understanding of Gnosticism and a bunch of other stuff too. And um, yeah, so Shinto, the major deity is Amaterasu Omikami. Many people think of that as an abstract, sort of an abstract thing, but it's really not. It's She is a lot like maybe one of the immortals or teachers that John Chang would describe in his book. I'm trying to speak everyone's language for your listeners so they
Yeah.
understand. Um, like how he describes them in his book, and but I would say she's more powerful.
Oh,
So that,
Amaterasu Omikami is more powerful. Yeah.
yeah, hands down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, obviously, Amaterasu Omikami is a like
So
she's almost
my understanding is a lot of them used to be human, um, and obviously aren't anymore, or have become something more. And as far as being the goddess of the sun, it's more like she is connected to the essence of it and is therefore the sun itself. Does that make sense? Almost being one and the same, and able to draw her power from that. Yes. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what.
It totally does. Benton, so you were researching John Chang, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's funny too. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to discourage anyone, but people are so far off from that in a way that they're just not getting it, that they'll never get there.
could you
I
elaborate on that a little bit? What you mean by that?
so yeah. for you to reach a certain level, so chi cultivation and energy cultivation, that's all fine. Anyone can do that to different extents as far as their energetic bodies allow them to, how blocked up they are, etc. However, it's those spirits that he was interacting with who ultimately granted him the abilities that he could do. He wasn't racist. That doesn't make any sense. He didn't dismiss his students for no reason. And the reason why he stopped teaching them is because they weren't willing to go to the next steps, which is that initiation. My understanding is one of his students was Christian and just thought it was from God or whatever. And the other one, similar beliefs too. And with those beliefs and those systems, that's where their training stopped. So there was nothing more to teach them because, as far as they were concerned, John was in contact with demons. There's nothing. This Asian type of side of spirituality has nothing to do with it. If anything, the stuff that comes over from the West, and as far as not just my perception of what I can see and what I've experienced working with people, it's an impurity in itself that I remove during these sessions because there's nothing there. I can't tap into it. And if I can't see or tap into it, then it's just not something I feel I take as solid. It's not something I cannot connect with it. And the stuff that I can connect with is usually predatory in nature.
Interesting. Benton, so pretty much, what is your spiritual practices like on a daily basis? Is it I don't like I told you earlier, I don't really know much about Shintoism. Is Shintoism, is there a lot of strict meditation? Is it just all about the
It's
so,
all
what is it called again?
purification.
The
So there's a misconception. People believe, I'm not going to discourage meditation either because it's good. But think of it this way. Some people just meditate in the morning and that's just their meditation. They say it brings my blood pressure down. They don't gain any extra sensory powers. It's the techniques with that do that, right? So to do something like this, or how John was or would have described to his students if they were more open, then it would turn into ritual too. Now, ritual is very simple. With Shinto itself, it's just purification. When you purify yourself, you act as a conduit for the kami, and the kami are able to act through you like an anchor. So I'm not actually healing anyone. I'm calling on the kami to do it on my behalf, or even their own agency, because they want to be here and doing that. And now, when I say purification too, people hear that, they think, oh, he's talking about. They automatically think of the Judeo-Christian concept of it, of being pure and praying and virginity and all this other stuff that is being free of sin. But this is different. This is removing the attachments of the energetic inside the energetic body, which have accumulated over both lifetimes, with our interactions through other people and the environment, and also your thinking too. It frees up your thinking so that it doesn't feel cluttered or clouded. So you're able to think clearly and basically tap into your full potential.
Okay.
And as opposed to energy healing, for example, it's not the same as getting stronger at it or building it up. It's achieving more purity so that the kami can act through you in a more grounded capacity.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much by doing the inori,
Norito. Mm-hmm.
the norito, yeah, that's all you need to do. Essentially, it sounds like.
Well, you connect to them first. You connect to them first. Somebody going to do it for you. And you just kind of go on yourself. Or some people that come to my sessions, sometimes it takes some time, some a year, sometimes less. And let me be clear here. It's not just that. Clearing the energetic body in the way, it clears ailments in the physical body.
Yeah.
So I work on sick people all the time, and it just whatever they have is gone.
Wow. Yeah. What
So
is your success rate like as far as
it's very high. It depends what it is. Most people don't listen. A lot of people don't listen. They don't tell me. They don't say, "Hey, you need to come back twice," and they're okay, and they don't. They come back once, or if it's a cold or something with the lungs, it's very quickly. When it's autoimmune or Parkinson's, it takes a little longer, depending how severe. Same wing. I don't want to get too far onto it because I don't want to get this video canceled, but it's very, very potent. It's very effective. And the bottom line is that human beings are not supposed to get sick in the way that we get sick. Our bodies are supposed to heal from that, and there's very specific reasons why we cannot.
very cool. Benton, do you know about Kunlun Nigong at all?
Like Kundalini,
And sorry, it's called Kunlun Nagong.
I
There's a
know what Nagong is, but I don't know what that is.
there's a teacher named Kansan Kansensei in Japan. I was wondering if you knew him or not, but it sounds like you don't know who he is.
I do not know.
Okay, never mind. Um, so do you, to your knowledge, is Shinto practice? I mean, is that the most effective practice for you, in your opinion, that you found? And is this like something that you're gonna do for the rest of your life, or are you
Oh,
gonna?
absolutely. So the other great thing is too that since the kami have the agency in the healing, and I'm acting as an anchor, people can do it every day, and it builds up over time, and they never give someone too much that they can handle. Whereas if it's energy healing and they're using this type of lightning effect, it could cause burnout within the practitioner and also the person that they're working on, which shortens lifespan quite a bit, um, and is prone to error because the human body cannot work, is not made to withstand that, right? It's not made to withstand that type of energy work. And so there's a ceiling on how much it can grow, which is why people don't understand what happens after the level 3. It's so funny because when I see many forums and discussions over this, like I said, it's so far off, people aren't getting it at all. But the beyond it, it's a cult initiation. It has nothing to do with demons. It's just something completely different. It's not the same. Um, some people will say otherwise, but they're just projecting their own belief systems from their messed up religion onto someone else's
Um,
traditions.
Benton, to your knowledge, so what do you make of Mopai? Do you think Mopai itself, in and of itself, is a good practice? You don't.
It's a good practice, but it's a dead end. It's a dead end in that um, no one knows how to progress.
Mm,
They don't know how to progress to what John's talking about. Whereas if you look at some occult, so the difference between what I'm doing, what I do, and Mulpai in itself and the pursuit of it is the structure is outside of self and not within self. I'm not using my own energy and life force to heal. I'm using the environment to do it as an anchor that's purified. And with that being said, too, it's not a thing where I could only work on one person at a time. I could work on as many people present at once. And I do so. I do that every night. Space and place doesn't even matter.
Interesting. Okay. Benton, another video that I watched of yours that was fascinating to me, which it's funny, as I was watching the video that you made, I almost wanted to make a similar video in the past, but I was like, I don't want to get the hate. I don't want to get
Reiki, right? The Reiki one,
Oh
right?
my gosh, you read my mind.
Yeah, if you look at the Japanese dictionary, like the Japanese dictionary, it's in Mononoke. It's Mononoke.
Yeah.
People have no idea what it is. They think I'm making it up.
Right. I mean, it's funny because I understand kanji too, because I'm from Japan. Like the they part means, like ghosts, like, you know what I mean, or like Mononoke. It doesn't mean like spirit, like it means like ghost.
Yeah. It means ghost or vengeful spirit, tengu. So it's a thing that people don't understand, and they're just doing it anyway. When we talk about cultural appropriation with spirituality, especially when it comes to Eastern religion, there's an aspect that is lost in the West, and that they don't have access to the esoteric aspect of it, which is prevalent in many wayward places in different parts in Asia. John himself is a good example of that. He was very reclusive. He could have gained all the fame and fortune that one can imagine, but he did not do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And probably part of the reason why that would be is the spirits that that initiated him wouldn't allow it. Just like there's certain things I cannot do. Amaterasu and the kami are a lot different than the connection that John had. However, there's still things that I can't do. That would be sort of an offense or an affront.
Yeah. So Benton, you can't do things like fachi or like telekinesis. Like those are things that you just pretty much can do healing. Am I correct on that? Or?
Not necessarily. That's not necessarily true.
Oh, so you can do some of these like fun things.
I could do, yes, and the reason why is because when I'm working on something, things need to be moved in the human body, put in the right place, or pushed in a section where it could heal better. So I'm not shooting people with energy. I'm removing and putting things back in place.
Oh, so as a healer, you're not just doing the chanting. You're still kind of connected to the person's energy field and sort of moving things around a bit and things.
Well, since I'm an anchor, it's the kami who do all that. They're better technicians than I am, and they have a better vision of what's going on with someone.
Cool. Okay.
Would you like a demonstration?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
All right. So is this live or are we recording?
No, it's recorded. Right? Yeah.
Okay. So this works even if it's recorded. If anyone's here participating, all you have to do is lie down and relax. We're not putting any energy in anyone. as far as people are familiar with. We are removing things that are not supposed to be there. There might be some warmth, but that's elemental fire burning away a certain class of impurity that needs to be removed. Otherwise, you might feel pulling, or you just might feel relaxed. Or if the kami deem that there's something outside that needs to be removed, they'll work on that. You might not feel anything, but that's a very low percentage. And that doesn't mean it's going to be like that the next time. Right? So you ready? Kid?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, go ahead and kind of relax, lay down, close your eyes. You can hear me speak some Japanese. Everyone, same thing, relax. And breathe. Try to pay attention to your thoughts and your body. Here we go. Amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu me oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari Tata amahari ni kamazumarimasu. Kamada ki kamada mino mikoto moshite. Sumemi oyekamu. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaka no tachibana no odo no awagigahara ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru. Harai dono o kami tachi. Moromoro no ma ga goto tsume kaeri yo. 払いたまい、清めたまいと回すことのよしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、や夜ぞの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみも回す。高天はりにかむずまります。かむろぎ、かむろみのみこともして。すめみ、おやかむ、いずなぎの神つくしの、ひまかの、立花の、おどの、青木が春に、みそぎ、払い、玉石、時に、あれませる。払いどの、お神たち、もろもろの間がごと積み返りよ。払いたまい、清めたまいと回すことのよしよ。天つかみ、国つかみ、や、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみも回す。どうその神、あまてらします。すみみ神の身胸を伝えて教え導きの玉わけ。人はすなわち 神と神との元の主であり、何時らの真摯の痛ましむることなかれ。この家に目にもろもろの風情見て、心にもろもろの風情見ず、耳にもろもろの風情聞きて、心にもろもろの風情聞かず、口にもろもろの風情言って、心にもろもろの風情言わず、身にもろもろの風情に触れて、心にもろもろの風情に触れず、心にもろもろの風情をもとも、中心にもろもろの風情を思わず、この時に清く潔きことあり、もろもろのノリは影と形のことし、清く清ければ汚れることなし、ことをとらばうべからず、皆花よりずの身とはなる。我が身はすなわち六根処女なり、六根処女なるがゆえに、ごぞの真君兄なり、ごぞの真君兄なるが、ゆえに天地の神と男なり、天地の神と男なるが、ゆえに万物の霊と体なり、万物の霊と体なるが、ゆえになすところにごて成就せずということなし、無常霊法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名誉入賞、神奈川列、払いたまえ、清めたまえ、守りたまえ、先はいたまえ、照らしたまえ、導きたまえ。高間の腹に神様ります。すめ神たち、家わらしたも、特殊の水の宝持ちて、余ってる国てるひけ雨のほあかり、くしたま、ねぎはやひのみことに、静けたもこと教えてのたまわく、今しこの水の宝持ちて、中津国に雨下り、青人ぐさ沈め収めよ。青人ぐさおよび、夜ずの者の病のことあらば、神宝を持ちて、見下いた沈みに起きて、御霊沈めの祭りを、なして水の宝を振るべ、そのかむほぎの言葉に曰く、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと。いのとふるべゆるゆら。かく祈りせばまかるともさらにきなんと教えても。雨の神の御代や御事乗りかけてもいて。雨の岩船に乗りて。河内の国の川上の光る画面に雨下りましまして。大和の国、引きの山のふもと、白庭の高庭に移しましまして、月祭りとも、なぜけて、イースの神の狼と申し立て祭り、よよ噛む宝を持ちて、夜ずの者のために、古びの神ごともして、つかさなした家の古の御霊の神と、敬い立て祭り、すめみことおむらじおとろその神たけきをもちて、いつきに使え祭りとも、もののべの神のやしろ雨がした、よりずのもののたごいなりいてのとかむ宝は、いわゆる、おきつ鏡、平つ鏡、やつくの剣、いく玉、たる玉、まかるがいしの玉、ちいがいしの玉、おろちのひれ、八のひれ、くすぐすのもののひれ、さらにとけすの神、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと。にのとふるべゆらとゆら。かし立てまつることのよしをもちて、平らきくきこしめせと。命長く、子孫羽、時はかきわり。守りたまえ、先はいたまえ。 Kajitate Matsuri. Right? Deep breaths. To kami, emi tamo, kan gonshin, son nikandaken, harai tamai kiyame tamo. Kan nagara tamachiyamase. Kan nagara tamachiyamase. Kan nagara tamachiyamase. And there you have it.
Um, when he did the Gusho, just reminded me of just my memories in Japan. Like, they were good and bad, but I don't know what it is. Just when I heard the Gusho, like, it made me just tear up. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just, I don't know. I'm just remembering things. I don't know. Just I don't know.
It's going to be different for us because it's in our bones.
Yeah.
Not just in our spirit.
Yeah. I don't know why the Gusho made me cry.
It's a release. I'll tell you why. How do you feel?
Well, I don't know. When I heard the Gusho, I just started crying. I don't know why. Well, I'm not gonna lie. As I was listening to, I was thinking, like, how long is this gonna be? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this gonna be like an hour, 50 minutes, 10 minutes? Like, so I was just like, man. So I was enjoying it, but I was just I was thinking this is an interview. Like how long this is gonna last.
I should have said I'll keep it pretty short.
Oh yeah. But like I said, the Gusho, I don't know. I don't know why. Just as soon as you did the Gusho, it's just my memories of Japan just came back when I was a child, like hearing Gushos and like Jinjas and stuff, and it just brought me tears for some reason. I don't know why.
It's a release. It's an emotional release. Like it affects everyone different at different times, and emotional blockages are a thing that clog up our energetic bodies, which affect our physical body.
Yeah.
So it's quite common.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Ben.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Ben, obviously hardly anybody in the West knows Shinto. Like, how can someone learn Shintoism? Are you the only person teaching?
Geez, nowadays, even in Japan, even Shinto priests are like real estate managers, right? They're just kind of managing the traditional shrines. There's some places they're very hard to find. They're inaccessible. Right now in the West, it seems there's a few shrines. There's like one in Washington, but they don't seem to be really doing the esoteric aspects. However, they know what it is. They know what it is. Yeah, it seems like I am.
Okay, yeah. Well, guys, I don't know anything about Shintoism, but if you resonate, if you want to learn this incredible practice, I mean, like I said, like Shintoism is a Japanese spiritual shamanistic practice, and Benten is preserving that practice. So
let me
how long did it take you to memorize that?
A couple weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah, I bet. I was thinking a few things that were going through my head, like, man, like, how did he memorize all this? Just so impressive. Yeah.
What did you experience anything else before the clap? Or is that what?
No, well, not well. I mean, maybe a little bit euphoric, but I mean, I'm a meditator, so when I meditate, I'm generally like,
sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to tell, but like I said, like I don't know what it is. The Gusho did something, like, but I don't think it's the Gusho necessarily. It probably is like the energy, or it probably is the Amaterasu doing something through me. I'm no doubt about it, because like, why would a clapping, like, you know what I mean? Like, there had to have been something that you did that kind of made me like, yeah, that was
You
pretty
mean you
cool.
see you've never bursted out crying in any of your interviews
I
from
have, yeah, I have one time.
time?
It
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
my interview, but a different interview. Well, yeah, it was like a three-way interview with the Matrix Unveiled. I don't know. I was like, but that was for a different reason. It was like I was going through a breakup, and like we were just
Ah,
talking about relationship stuff, and that's what. Yeah, and then there was something else that I can't remember. Like, but yeah, it had nothing to do with like you know.
so yeah, relationships are tough, but I think it always ends up for the better.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
um,
certainly. Well, Ben,
being
sorry, go ahead.
my age in Japan now is much different than it was when I was very young. So
Certainly.
although I look young, it's much different.
Yeah,
So
certainly. Yeah. Benton, so you're saying that you have about an hour for this interview. We're approaching that hour mark. Benton, so I want to ask you, what is your ultimate goal in your spiritual quest?
well, like I said, right now I can work on as many people at once as I can. The idea is to be able to, although it's already starting to get to the way that way, I can already work on people that I don't know I'm working on them. If somebody asked me to, um, the idea is to be able to do it once and have the clearing ongoing until someone's already cleared. The issue with how people are seeing this type of energy work um, and energy healing is that they're only perceiving the energetic body on a very surface level in a way that can be demonstrated, although it's still powerful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. However, there's a deeper aspect of that it's sort of own that its own universe. And I don't even think John quite got there. In which when it opens up, the body heals itself and it slows down the aging process and a bunch of other things too. And sickness and anything you could think of, it's not there because it's supposed to be part of the human condition. It's not. There's something doing it to us. Another aspect of Shinto is the idea, in a very esoteric sense, is that all human sickness or suffering is done through evil spirits. What are not what and that's mirrored in some other esoteric teachings too. And as I've been doing this and I remove these things from people, I can tell you that seems to be it.
Cool, very cool. Benton, what do you want the world to be like?
Um, I would. My ideal is the ideal world for me is people having control of themselves because the vast majority of us, none of us do to at different to different capacities. People have more control than others, but generally none of us do.
Cool. Okay.
Uh, Hopefully, I'm
Well,
getting. As I do purify, I'm getting close. I think, but it's taken a long time. It took a long time. That's why it's very important that you just do the healing once on somebody, and it just keeps going and going and going until they could go to KO University too.
yeah, yeah, certainly. Okay, well, thank you so much for this interview, Benton. I think we'll wrap this up now.
Sure.
Yeah, so I will put Benton's website.
Oh yeah. So I do these every night on YouTube Live for free. It
Okay,
builds up over time. It gets stronger and stronger. People who do different things, whether they're a medium or whatever else it helps them open up to. Because
Right.
as they're able to purify, it removes distortion and it expands their abilities also. So there's
Benton,
also
so just want to ask real quick. So, um, if somebody you have the uh the chance on YouTube as well. Can someone maybe like listen to that, like looping it and stuff like that a
yes,
little bit?
people do. It's
Nice. Okay.
often people who come to me who have schizophrenia, they do that to get rid of the voices, which aren't,
Wow.
which I'll tell you aren't just part of their mind. There's something doing that to them. So,
Very cool. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
and it
Well,
keeps coming back until it's gone. So a lot of them use that a lot until it's there, until it's
very
not there anymore.
very cool. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this amazing interview, Benton. I've learned a lot today, and it's just so glad for me to go back to my own, like, ancestral heritage, shamanism and things like that. I just had a lot of fun, and it was truly educational for me as well today. So, okay, so I would like to put Benton's social media links. What are your? I'll put your Facebook as well as Instagram. Like, what are other websites or anything?
Instagram, I'm Benton the Mage, and on esotericshinto.com. It's sort of working, not quite. It's under construction. And my YouTube channel, Benton Ryer.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, definitely check those out. So I'll put it in the description. So, okay, well, thank you so much, Benton, for your time. And keep up the great work. And I really hope that you can change more lives. So,
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you then.